Hi guys, welcome to Black and White Astrology. This is actually the first video of this channel. I mean, the last video was actually a sort of an introduction of a video of what this channel is about. So, in Reddit, I've been commenting in a lot of different astrology communities. I also make a lot of predictions, and I've analyzed different charts, and I've made all these comments publicly. Anyone can go and see my comments, what I make, what I do, everything is there. So if you are really skeptical about astrology, you can question me then and there, right? I've actually proved enough and more horoscopes or in the public community as well. And with evidences, I've proved you how planets affect a certain individual at the particular timings, right? Now, don't use astrology as a generic tool. Okay, if this Saturn transit happens, what will happen to the entire people? Will that be the same impact for everyone? No, obviously not. Every single person is born at a different timing, so everyone will have a different impact based on their birth chart and their planetary dashas. So dashas is particularly going through that particular planet period and the sublord period. So that's how a person's chart would work. So you can't generalize astrology. Every single chart is unique, and I've told that several times. So the main topic for this video is actually how bad astrology is in Reddit, like how people scam, how people's mindsets are, why this is not being changed. I'll explain you everything in detail with evidences. Okay, I'm not a person who would just randomly keep on talking. I have evidences opened everywhere. You can see those tabs. I have screenshots and everything, and there is literally more. I have enough and more evidences if you go and check my previous comments. Because people are very smart that they delete it, but they don't know that I'm much more smarter than them because I already took screenshots and everything. People talk a lot about my Mercury strength. So I'll show what an afflicted Mercury or a weak Mercury will be in this video. All right. So, as you know, I made this post specifically exposing a specific person in the Vedic Exposed community channel. Right. He was a number one crook. I actually didn't think that people like these also exist in astrology. So I wrote an entire article on how this guy actually portrayed to be someone else, coming up with a completely fake chart and proving the 8th and 12th house being heavily affected, getting a PR in a foreign placement. So I wrote an entire article. You can actually go and see how and what exactly happened. And I've attached the Google Drive of every single screenshot before and after of what he actually did. Okay, so I'll give you a basic glimpse on this. So as you can see, there is this ID called Firefighter. Okay, he's still there. He's still there in the commit channel. This guy. So apparently, he said something in Hindi which I didn't understand. I think I clearly see this. There's expose or something. I don't know why, but this guy just deliberately came up and got caught in 4K. This was before, like I think 5 or 6 days before the incident happened, and he came up with this particular ID. So he actually wanted to create problems with that ID. So on that particular day, I actually made a post based on 8th and 12th house being beneficial. You will get a permanent residence in foreign, right? And this person wanted to come up with a very cheap mindset, trying to disagree and prove me wrong in a public forum. Now, obviously, everyone will just look at the messages that we put in public. Uh, and I'll show you where exactly the person got caught and he actually struggled. Once I found out that this was the person, he quickly deleted all the messages. Um, that's how sad this is. A good astrologer can immediately find out what ascendant you're born in. He really thought I can't figure out what a Sagittarius ascendant would be. You can see here, this guy has mentioned half-baked methods. Okay, he just wants to say something like, look at this. Jupiter in D9 Lagna is strong, cause intimacy issues. I don't know who even invented these. Because of these people only, people lose faith in astrology, right? And look at this. Expose me, I don't take keyboard warriors. Keyboard warriors. This is the first time I'm hearing this. Interesting. And I actually warned him also. I particularly warned him, but I didn't expect him to come and get caught by his own, right? And so where he got caught exactly was, yeah, okay. You can see this. Okay, this is the first one. This was the first actual evidence. There was one more important thing. That's where I actually realized it was this guy. Yeah, okay, found it. You saw this keyboard warrior. Ah, I don't know, man. Guys, you judge, okay? You guys judge. If you think my Mercury is weak, do you think I'll be this detective? Do you think I'll be able to identify a discrepancy like this? Right? Because why I'm very curious about this is because these guys are still there in Reddit. Okay, and there are a lot of innocent people who will get fooled in the name of astrology. And because of these people only, people believe that astrology is fake. Okay, it's not about astrology, as I said. It's always about the astrologer. You guys have to be very careful of what kind of people these guys are. So that's one part of the video. You can actually check this anytime you want. I have it in my subreddit Black and White Astro. You can check it anytime. So the second topic is actually, let's close this at the moment. This was actually the main reason why I wanted to create this video. So they actually gave me this specific tag saying community clown. But interestingly, you're going to see who the real clown is in this video. And this specific ID, the ID says a lot about it. So this guy is actually an moderator in the Vedic experts community. And this guy is charging insane amount of money in his website. I'll show you that in a second. Like what he is fooling and what he is actually doing in the name of astrology. The reason why I'm exposing all this is because general people like you guys should be very careful of these. Anyone, any astrologer, including myself, you gotta test and see whether they actually know astrology. Otherwise, don't blindly believe. So before I actually show this guy's real side, I'll show a couple more screenshots which I forgot to show at the start, like how people actually talk and how they react based on the things that I say. Now see, I told there is nothing called black magic. It's just people get scared about it. There is nothing, right? You guys don't need to worry. And this guy is supporting those, and look what he wrote. Okay, I bet your family is already cursed, and your mind is already cursed to be obsessed about this topic where you think it doesn't exist. It itself is a curse, bro. You don't know shit. Stay in your lane. Is this how a person should talk? Okay. I actually hold on a sec. I think it was here. Oh no, not this. I think it should be this. No, hold on. Hmm. Yeah, this was something else, but this guy came up randomly in this as well. Okay. So this guy mentioned that experienced for 15 years in astrology. Okay, 15 years, guys. And look how this day talks. 15 years of astrology, and this guy said my mind is cursed, my family is cursed, and everything. And my, my chart is also there in one of my posts. Like I'm pretty successful. Okay, I don't think these people are not even close to the level of what I have achieved. But like it's just sad that people like these also exist, always talking, mocking people, trash talking. They don't fight me logically. If you question me logically, I'll respect you. But if you mock and if you just trash talk, that means you don't know astrology. You just can't argue with me. Like look at this. uh this guy said that in your Navamsha, where your D9 chart, if planets are sitting in Scorpio and Aquarius, then that person will have punishments regarding those planets. Who invented these guys? I don't know. So I have Moon and Mercury in Scorpio and Aquarius in Navamsha, right? That's why I got that's why I got angry and I wrote this. And again this guy comments that proves curse and punishment exists. What do I tell, guys? Okay. What do I actually tell? Okay, let me tell what exactly people are targeting me on. So basically, every single one out there is targeting my Mercury. So I'm a Leo ascendant. My Mercury is in 8th house. So it's debilitated. That's number one. Number two, it's in 8th house. So basically, it's hidden, right? So they think that I can't communicate. That's number one. They think I don't know astrology. That's number two. But sad to say that people don't know astrology. Actually, didn't realize that if I had actually a weak Mercury, I won't be this detective. That's number one. Number two, the stronger your Mercury is, the more deeper you will know and get to know astrology. Okay, that's how a strong Mercury will be. And a debilitated Mercury is much stronger than an exalted Mercury. I don't know how many of you guys will understand this, because they forgot the fact that my Jupiter was in second house, and they forgot the fact that it's also in Kendra to my moon. Okay, they forgot all of this, and they just want to trash talk. Not just this person, every single person out there is talking about my Mercury. Like if you go to this, okay, people they also talk about it. Look at this. I don't think you understand what he meant when he said is your Mercury seventh house. And I can see that in this post why you would think so. Clearly, okay, if this guy says that he knows it, what it exactly means, then I asked him to define it. Look at the guy's reply. Your afflicted Mercury is visible, buddy. Is this how you give an explanation? And I asked him again, tell exactly what you said here. And then he's just blabbering. And then he said, truly no use, which means he couldn't explain. Okay. And then he comes up with something in Hindi which I don't understand. I don't even need to see your chart because your Mercury is debilitated. So people with debilitated Mercury are pretty dumb in these terms. People with debilitated Mercury are not smart enough, can't communicate well. Is this what astrology actually taught? I don't know. Right? Right. I specifically mentioned in this area that I didn't understand Hindi. And the person mentions something in Hindi. So, that's a common sense you need to think at that particular time. So that was he didn't have, and he's questioning about the Mercury strength of mind. Now, a strong Mercury will have couple of things within you. Okay, you'll be good at chess. That's number one. I'm pretty good at chess, and I love to play chess. Number two, You will be a good person with a good timing sense. Basically, you counter attack pretty fast, or you make a counter joke, and your humor will be good. That's how a good Mercury will be. You'll be good in IT as well, right? Now, whether you are academically smart or not is not based on Mercury itself. There are other reasons as well. But if you have a strong Mercury, you will be street smart as well. You don't need to be an academic smart. You will be street smart. The reason why everyone is targeting me and my Mercury is because I'm bringing some concepts that people can't agree, right? I'm not a people pleasing person, as I told you, right? If you, I can't try to please everyone because obviously people will get disappointments, right? Hate will start to come. That's what the reality of life is, right? So these people couldn't tolerate it because when I start to speak facts, they actually couldn't tolerate it. That's the reason why they are not proving me logically, but they are trying to damage the reputation of astrology in the name of God, right? I'm mentioning in the name of God because I'll tell you later, right? You can literally see here. I just say chant the name of God and don't worry about stupid shit. This particular person, this is how he talks, okay? Now coming back to the other pictures, okay, I showed you this. Okay, this one. Look at what he has said. Okay. Look at the number of emojis this guy has put. Now you can see these guys. Uh if my sun and Venus are sitting in this nakshatra, and this is why my communication is harsh. You go and see any place you want, right? The reason why I get actually angry because of certain comments that trigger me, right? They straight away bash my knowledge without even questioning logically. Okay. They just come up with random things like I don't know whether they're typing in AI or I don't know like what exactly they do. And look at this particular comment. As I said, weak mercury. Mostly either you're sleeping on stomach too or left side sleep position where one leg is up and one leg is straight. Putting stress on spine. Am I right or am I right? Am I right or am I right? Okay. Like you guys tell me, okay, what am I supposed to do? Do I laugh or do I cry? It's just pathetic at this point. Like people like these exist. Yeah. Now, okay, this guy out there. Oh my god. Right? This guy is another crook. He says in his chart he has Venus in 8th house. Number one, Venus in 8th house is a minus. In Vedic, Venus sitting in 3rd and 8th house is considered as a weakness for Venus. Okay. And then it's also with Saturn. That's another minus. Okay. And then he mentions, never had a relationship, so I don't think I can cheat. So this particular sentence, I don't think I can cheat is not the problem because no one came to him is the problem. Okay. The reason is Rahu is in 7th house, which is already damaging his relationship. And plus the Mars is also aspect in that 7th house. That's another minus. And that common sense also this person didn't have. This person has done 2000 consultation to people. 2000 consultation and he doesn't know his own chart. I literally wrote uh what exactly his problem was, right? You can go and see. And now if I go to his profile, literally it says he charges 699 Indian bucks. I don't know if it's expensive or not. And then he charges 1500 Indian bucks for consultations. 1500 rupees. I don't know why people would expect from these people. I don't know whether he actually has done 2000 consultations. I don't know. But it's pathetic, you know. Like you can go and see the amount of arguments this guy tried to make. He told me several things. Even this guy also mentioned about my weak Mercury, and this guy said that I'm new to astrology. I don't know anything. They just want to trash talk. That's all they want to. But when I prove them, they feel like their ego is getting crushed. Okay. And this one, oh, this guy is the number one crook, as I told you before. So be very careful when this guy comments anywhere. Yeah. No personal consultation. No one's gonna DM you, bro. Don't worry. Okay, so let's kick this guy out. Who else do we have? Okay, this one. Now I made a specific post regarding the birth time and how important birth time is in Vedic astrology. Okay. Now for the people, there are going to be many people who are skeptical about astrology, who won't have a belief in it. For that, my only answer will be is you have to have an accurate birth time, birthday, and birthplace. Based on that, I can analyze your chart and I can tell you what exactly happened and what will happen by confirming certain life incidents of you. Okay, without you asking me a question, and when I say on this particular timing you had a problem, then you should be able to understand. Okay, yeah, makes sense. But if I said the opposite, then you can tell it's fake. Okay, and you should absolutely question your master or whoever it is, and they should be able to answer any question at any given point. That's how skillful person should be in astrology, without trying to evade the question. Okay, now there was this person in Reddit. You can actually access this link also. It's still there. He actually said that he was born in Cancer ascendant, but and then he was facing a lot of problems. And I went and checked his chart, analyzed it, and then I saw certain placements. Okay, so he went through Rahu Mahadasha. Under that, he also faced Saturn Antardasha, which is a sub period of Rahu during that particular time. So his Rahu was in fifth house in Scorpio, and Saturn was in Aquarius. Okay, in eighth house. So his moon was in Virgo, and Sun was in Scorpio. So moon was getting closer to become a dark moon, right? So the light is going really down. So Lagna Lord is not that strong. So Lagna means ascendant Lord. Now you guys should understand the Lord of the eighth Saturn is in his own sign and is very strong there. Its aspect in the second was extreme bad. And Saturn is a number one rival for either Leo and for either Cancer. So whenever Saturn crosses during the Mahadasha, that will definitely affect the person. There is no subjection in that. So I asked that person what happened during Saturn sub period. The person mentioned that he was good. He actually had a salary hike. He actually didn't face a huge problem. Okay. I was confused. How can that happen? Like, especially for a Cancer ascendant, and the ascendant Lord is not that strong either. And Saturn sitting in 8th house, especially is sitting in his more Trikona house. And that's his strongest house also. So I started to question my knowledge. Wait, how did that happen? Then I won't leave something like that. Okay. Then I wanted to actually test and see whether this person is actually born in Cancer, because his degree in Cancer ascendant was 21 degrees or something. So he's actually at the middle of the ascendant. Now, if you put it back, then Saturn is actually the Lord of the Ninth. So it could make sense. But then that is like 85 minutes difference. I understand. I actually wanted to question him more, right? I always had that question of why. So I asked him what happened during his Mars Dasha. Okay. So Mars is actually Lord of the 5th and 10th. That's a it's a Raja Yoga planet. And it was sitting on the 5th house also. So obviously it won't affect someone. Especially for a Cancer ascendant. The twist was there. The person said, see, I literally wrote it here also, right? The person said he lost his dad and heavy financial problems during Mars. Okay. There is no way on earth a Mars being a Raja Yoga will affect a Cancer ascendant. That was the main reason why I told this person is not born in Cancer. Because what exactly happened was, if Mars is sitting in sixth house for Gemini, it will aspect the ninth house, and Saturn sitting in ninth house will damage the living aspect of the house. Even though it's a planet who does yoga to Gemini, right? A malefic should not sit in a trine. That's number one rule. Okay, it will first damage the house and then only it will give its material benefits. So Saturn is sitting in the ninth house and damaging the house first, and Mars is also aspecting that, and Sun is also affected by Rahu. Okay, and then Saturn also aspects it back. So this and the death will happen only when it's connected to the ninth house, and clearly Mars aspected the ninth house. Okay, now if you take it as Cancer ascendant, Mars is not even related to ninth house at all, right? So its Jupiter was in Libra, and the sign of Pisces, no malefics were there. Jupiter was also not affected, so there is no way the person's father would die at that particular timing, right? Yes, Sun is affected, but that's just one minus. It won't make a huge impact. But when you bring it as a Gemini ascendant, ninth house is affected, and the person has lost the father at the young age, right? Now, I've literally wrote why exactly and how exactly it can happen, right? People were actually thrashing me for this as well. Now, right, this guy came out of nowhere. The chart is correct at all levels. You are just naive to understand. They couldn't comment. These guys didn't comment until I question, right? These guys didn't comment until I question. Okay, and there was one more comment I wanted to show you guys. See this guy, bro. It was very easy. Very easy. No one talked about it before. So after I brought this up, they are like, it's very easy. Look how people are, guys. Do I need to explain? Right? Oh, this guy, bro. Oh my god. Number one liar. Natives ascendants at 21 degrees is highly unlikely there would be 85 minutes difference. Yeah, fair enough. That's a fair point. But the third point that he made was absolutely funny. Practically more like scenario that could be 30 plus minutes, making it a Leo ascendant. Bro, if it's Leo ascendant, that could be worse, right? Saturn in seventh house and Lagna Lord is extremely weak. That'll screw the individual up. But that's not what happened. As I said, Saturn didn't act as a functional malefic. And that will be worse on during that particular timing. This guy clearly doesn't know. He's just blabbering, man. He's telling that this nakshatra is bringing up D9. Doesn't know what he's talking about. Some random crap he's talking. As I read everything, right? Didn't make any sense. And I actually screenshotted this comment on that particular post. Okay. I actually made a comment also, like what this guy was lying about. And if you go and see to his comment on that particular post, don't worry, things would improve. Very strong marriage will happen, right? Because Saturn is sitting in his own sign. Okay, number one, if Saturn was sitting in his own sign, why didn't it give you marriage at first itself? And it says Saturn creates delays, struggles, and restrictions and obstacles. Okay, and the individual clearly confirmed that Saturn didn't harm him in any ways. So clearly, your your prediction goes wrong, right? So this person is not married till the age of 30 or 35. Yeah. So as I said, if a person's marriage is getting delayed, the 2, 7, 5, and 8, these places will be affected. Okay. That's number one. If you see in a Gemini perspective, number one thing is Venus is heavily affected. Venus is in fifth house, getting aspect of Saturn, getting crushed by Sun, because it's getting combusted, getting crushed by Rahu. Everything is attacking Venus. It's weak. And number two is Lagna Lord is also in sixth house, Mercury, right? So the person is affected. The person is taking time to make the decision of marriage, right? Now Jupiter is strong. Marriage will be there. He is sitting in fifth house. There won't be a problem. Okay, this guy clearly doesn't know how the rule works. Okay, seventh lord is sitting in eighth house of sudden events transformation. It's a Viparita Raja Yoga, guys. A Viparita Raja Yoga actually works if the lord of the 8th, 6th, and 12th sit together in one house. Okay, and that particular lord should sit in his own sign, anyone. It can be 6th, 8th, or 12th, or being exalted. But that should happen in the 6th, 8th, and 12th house. They all three should connect together. That's what this Raja Yoga is about. And this guy clearly has no clue in Vedic. Okay, just bringing up some crap, man. Like, see, like Jupiter, in which is Lord of the Seventh from Moon as well, significant of spouse and childbirth is very weak. Okay, and it's in Libra. No, there's nothing like that. And it's getting into debilitation state in D9, which affects marital happiness. How am I supposed to explain when Varga charts like D9 or any chart doesn't have debilitation or exaltation? Right? They don't have aspects, they don't have houses. They are mathematical subdivisions of D1. D1 is the only house which has debilitation, exaltation, or whatever the aspect. That particular common sense also this person doesn't have. And this guy is commenting, you're unnecessarily hyping a small thing. Yeah. A person has lost his dad, a person has caused heavy financial problem, and it's an unnecessarily small thing for him. This is why people lose faith in astrology, guys. People like these fools. Like I'm actually pretty disappointed with these people. And this guy comes out nowhere. I don't know who this guy is. I want attention, it seems. I don't know, man. Like, it's like people should understand. Okay. What is this? Okay, I'll show you this one. He actually made a post regarding the delay of marriage, right? I clearly told that these placements, right? And okay, this person was worried about Manglik. There's nothing called Manglik, so don't worry, guys. Just don't worry about all these doshas like cars or those are like random crap people created. Okay, I told these are the reasons why delay marriage happens. So, and that person actually had those placements as well. And the person also said they're both in 30s, so it made sense. Okay, now look exactly what I wrote here. Okay, marriage happens when 3 7 11 connects during dasha. Dasha is basically during a certain planet period. Basically you're going through Venus dasha, so for 20 years you will get controlled by the Venus. That's what a dasha is. Now this guy is talking about KP astrology. KP astrology is one of the most systematic failures because number one, KP astrology is a study of nakshatra, sublord, sub-sublord cast, and some random things. Okay, if you scientifically see, a star sign is millions and miles away from the solar system and from the Earth, and they don't reflect light like what a sun does. Sun is also a star, right? Now, sun's reflection of light is what the planets are giving it to the Earth. Okay, that common sense also these people don't know, and they say that if these planets are sitting in these sign star signs, they will give you these impacts. Now my simple question is, do you think a star that is that far away can make earth more vibrant like what a sun does, right? Obviously no, those stars are massive. Okay, they are extremely big compared to sun. And if you see at night, obviously those small blinking stars is what you actually see. But do they make a big impact? Obviously no. Okay, astrology is about thinking in a logical and scientific way. Not in Don't bring astrology as a religious tool. It is not. I'm warning this to everyone. This is not a tool for remedies, pujas, or whatever the crap that certain people are recommending. This is simply to it's actually a guide, right? It's a guide where you learn, where you see when your good and bad times are, and be aware of it. You can analyze what career you can pursue. You can decide how much money you can invest on this particular timing. That is what astrology is about. Okay, but you can't change your fate. It's already written. That's what the birth chart is about. And if you clearly see what I mentioned here, marriage happens during 3 7 11. I mean, during a dasha, the 3 7 lord or the 3 7 11 houses will connect. Okay, that's one thing. So second house also is a matter. Yes, second lord can also bring it. Even 12th house lord also can bring that, which I mentioned. Yes, yeah, here. Second lord and 12th lord also will give, but 3 7 11 is the base. As 3 7 11 in Vedic is the Kama Trikona. That is one basic thing in Vedic. Okay. Now this person, so I made this post recently. Now look how people have twisted their words and how they change. And look at this. In order to be a part of the debate, you need to be civil, irrespective of how much valuable knowledge one has acquired. I understand, obviously, no doubt. But how do you expect me for people like such when they completely change the topic? Now look at this. This guy probably wanted to get me banned from the sub as I was not sure of his marriage activation formula of 3711 transit. Now you guys tell, obviously people who know astrology, even the people who don't know astrology, you can tell what a transit is and what a dasha is. Okay, those are two different words, right? Transit is different, dasha is different. And look, now I can't comment because they banned me. Okay, this is how people change. Now I will look like a fool here because I didn't reply to this. This will become as a completely wrong method which I taught you guys. I don't know what to say. Like, this is the same guy who put this particular command. Never learn astrology from any one person. I understand. Yes, you need to question everyone. But if you completely twist the word right here, how can I trust you? You are not being transparent. I am being transparent. Like, you can go and check my comments anywhere, anytime you want. But these guys have hidden their comments and posts. Okay, that's up to their personal thing. But you have no right to talk because you completely change the topic. And they act smart like they are always right. People should decide. It's not me. It's you who's gonna decide what is right and what is wrong. Okay? I always say do the right thing. But these guys are just fooling in the name of astrology. That's what it's pathetic about. So we'll come to the main topic. Okay? This particular guy, okay, is one of the moderators in Vedic experts. Okay. He really thought he can outsmart me, right? He really thought he knows astrology, but technically he doesn't. I'll prove you why and how. Uh, as you guys can see, they tagged me as community clown. I think I spoke about this before itself. Because they couldn't accept something when someone is going against all of the methods that they are actually doing right now. As I said, I'm not a people pleasing person. There is no solution. There is no remedy for it. You have to go through that phase. That's how it is. These people just tell some random thing. They introduce a remedy and they sell it. Okay. I'll tell you what this guy was. Okay, I'll show you his private chat. This is me and him. We had a conversation. Okay. Look how respectful I was. Okay. Now I'll reveal what exactly we had spoke about and what he actually told me. Now you can see this chat with this person. So obviously you know this guy just tells random things as well. When you go and see his posts and when you see his content, he just blabbers. He does not know astrology. He doesn't know how to analyze a chart. He just says whatever he wants to. And the moment I went and started to say certain things on his post itself, he couldn't tell anything back because the moment I question someone, they stutter. They couldn't answer. I show you where what has happened. As you can see here, all the chats what I've mentioned here regarding the problem and everything, I've mentioned it. As you can see, I've not created any sort of problem. I don't know what happened, what exactly happened, why this guy had caused a problem, and this person randomly just brings up Mercury 7th house. When I specifically posted what he, I was actually explaining what this problem was and what he actually did, because this guy decided to remove my post on the Vedic experts, right? Soon after I posted, he removed it. People actually wanted to see what happened, but this guy removed it. Okay, the link is there and everything is there, and what's more funny is that this guy didn't ban the specific ID still. He's still there. He's still there. He's still commenting. I don't see him getting banned. This guy is a moderator just for the name. Now, as you can see, I'll show you that the person is still there. I'll go and show you the recent post that he made. Like, um, look, this guy is still there. So what's the point? Now, I'm about to show you the website that he owns, tantricastro.com. I actually went to his website just to see what he exactly tells there as well, right? Because in order to prove who this guy is, you need to see and test everything what he actually does. You see, he has mentioned 10 years of experience, 500 clients, and everything. Okay, so I one by one went inside and saw like is this guy genuine, what he actually brings to the table. Okay, and see this guy is from India, and I actually went to his paid services to see what he actually did, and he's charging 3,000 bucks for relationship related things, career related aspects. I mean, 3,000, I don't know, but I don't see any reviews for the consultations. Okay, not a single review. And this guy charges 2,000 for some spiritual thing. Uh, I don't know, like, how would you even charge these kind of amounts for literally nothing? This guy charges 5,500 for some vastu, I don't know, like, and that also doesn't have any review, like, not a single review, guys. Okay, for marriage matching, he's charging 5,000 bucks. And everything is fine, like 5,000 is fine, but now there is nothing called Manglik, right? And this guy doesn't know astrology. Like it's pathetic to see like people like these are fooling in the name of astrology, and is charging specifically for guiding what gemstone to buy, and he's charging 2,000 for that separately. Oh man! Oh, look at this title: Sacred items prescribed, not pushed. As if he's a doctor to prescribe. Oh man, stupid man! It's actually stupid. Actually, I went and read this article, what he was saying about the remedy for career. Okay. It was so funny because checked the video as well. I'll show you that in a moment. And this guy, okay, he wrote some bullcrap from ninth from my moon. You will have an insecurity, it seems. Insecurity, or mind is always conscious about that place. Now, it was super funny when I was hearing this concept, right? And he's telling this, and he's also giving a remedy for that also. Bro, who decided? Who on earth told you all this crap, man? If you are supposed to get a job that is based on your effort, and in Dasha, it will support or not. That's it. And if you are supposed to lose a job also, it will show you in that specific dasha. 6 or 8 dasha will connect, or transit will happen. Saturn transiting 80 or moon, or during a first house of moon, right? Now everything is based on dasha. There is no remedy, right? You cannot do a remedy during a 6 8 dasha and completely change a problem into a golden memory. That's stupid, right? These guys charge in the name of astrology by all these remedies and pujas. You can't change that. And that is why I'm saying like these guys are fooling in the name of astrology. Right? And this Amatya Karaka concept, oh man. This is where he got clear cut. This is where this guy couldn't understand where curry actually comes from. Right? Chinese Karaks don't work like as what he thinks. Because I'll show you how career will work in terms of how the planets work. So basically what this exchange of Parivardhana is, what he is talking about is when you take ninth from moon, let's say you're a Taurus moon, okay, and your ninth is going to be Capricorn, and let's say Saturn is in Leo and Sun is in Capricorn. So basically they're exchanging houses, right? Now exchanging of houses meaning this guy is selling a remedy things. The remedy will work for the ninth lord from the moon, which is for Saturn, right? But now since it's exchanging, okay, the remedy must follow the redirection, okay, redirection. So basically you have to do the remedy based on sun. Why? There is an opposite reaction. Now this guy is like bringing astrology into a Newton's third law as well. Every action has an opposite reaction. Bro, stupid, bro. These guys are screwing astrology, man. Like anyone who is not into Hinduism, who doesn't follow Hinduism, will completely trash talk when these guys tell something stupid like this. Like, see, even though I follow Hinduism, the crap that he is saying is actually funny, bro. You don't do remedies and ask for things from God, right? Now, this guy is using Hinduism like a transaction. I actually saw a pretty funny comment where a person made a post. A person actually made a comment on one of my posts. It was absolutely true. So it was a post where I told remedies, mantras, black magic, all these stupid shit don't work. And then this person told, "You're absolutely right." Because nowadays people use God as an ATM service. These guys who sell remedies, like if your son do that, pray Lord Shiva, do this remedy, they just blabber, man. Something they'll blabber and say that if you do this, you will get the job. Guys, if that is the case, why don't you as an astrologer solve your own problem by saying all this? Right? You can do mantra, you can do that and this, right? There are Kubera mantras. You can become millionaire if you want to. Why can't you as an astrologer do for yourself and become a top of the top? Right? Doesn't make sense, right? If you take world players right now, if Messi is supposed to win the World Cup, his chart will say, right? His effort is saying it. Right? Those are one of a kind charts that they have. Okay, but see, look at how much hate that person is getting in terms of the world football, right? There is one good quote: the more success you get, the more hate you will get as well. That is just facts. And it's the same thing in any field or every field that you go, and that's part of your life. Okay, so apart from that, now then I actually went to his video and you can see how funny it was, like the way he was describing. And there were actually 2 or 3 people in this class. I feel bad for those people who are listening to him. You can actually listen.
It's fine if you speak, कोई issue नहीं है. Anyway, so
by the way, he's speaking Hindi as well, so I'm only able to understand some part of it. And what I noticed was there are only 2 people in the class. Okay.
So this is the normal chart. Let's take a new chart for example. अभी का chart है. So लग्न से ninth क्या होगा? That is your fortune, right? भाग्य कितना लेके आए हो? Right?
Yes, yes.
हाँ. So from moon, when you are checking, moon is your emotions. So हम emotion के यहाँ से check कर रहे हैं. 9 from moon is what you are insecure about.
That okay.
9 from moon is what you're insecure about.
You are insecure about.
Okay, okay.
It
वो
could be
security.
you know that you are insecure about this, or it could be subconscious. कोई कोई लोग होते हैं उनको पता नहीं मुझे इससे इनसिक्योरिटी है, but they feel it. Some people
Okay, so at this point, why couldn't this person ask the students itself the same question? Why didn't he ask the same two people? There were only two people, so why couldn't he ask them?
they know, they are very self critical कि मुझे इससे insecurity है, they will know. Okay. Now how do you use this? Let's say कि you lost your career, job चली गई. Now what are you insecure about at night? कि मेरी
Job.
job, right? So that's why you worship the nine from moon. Nine from moon कोई भी कुंडली में worship करोगे, so what will happen is that देवता will help you remove that insecurity.
This guy is saying that from ninth house from moon, you'll be able to do some sort of remedy and remove that. But what does that have to do with losing a job? Let's see.
Now, because different people have different power with the devta. So, for example, in this current chart, we have nine from moon involved. It is the Venus, the lordship देखनी है. Planet नहीं देखना है वहाँ पे, lordship देखनी है. We check the lordship. It is a Venus. So, what kind of the deities will be associated with Venus?
Mahalakshmi. Mahalakshmi.
Okay. If you don't know, I make the whole list here. But mainly, if you see, it is in Sachi with the Indrani, Lakshmi. If you are looking at the Dasavtar, it is Parsuram, but you won't find any mantras for him, and nor do I recommend. If you are looking for the Mahavidya, then it is the Kamalakmika. And then Ardhanarishwara.
My simple question here would be, apart from the Indians, do you think anyone uses these remedies to get a job? So this guy is just prescribing remedies, and let's say if you lose a job, if you do this mantra, you will get a job. See, it's pretty funny, guys. Like, if your dasha is the decider of events, right? If you are supposed to lose a job, you will see there 6 or 8 will be connected, or your Saturn transfer will be there in your moon sign or in the 8th house of moon. So there's nothing to do with doing a mantra or whatever. It was more funny when I saw KRS Astrology. He was another crook where he gave a remedy that draw the symbol of a nakshatra. I can't remember exactly what he said. You just need to draw and keep it. You will get the job, it seems. It was so funny, like how these guys are using astrology as a tool, and people still believe it. I can't say anything, bro. Honestly.
Or Mahalakshmi and so on, but easiest one would be the Mahalakshmi or Lakshmi form. So what can you do is either you can do the Nama mantra of the Lakshmi, which is the normal Om. Don't add the Om. If you want, you can. If you don't want to, just say Sri Lakshmi Nama and then you do the Mala. If you don't want to do that, you can do either, let's say, Sri Suktam or Lakshmi Sahasranam or Stotranam or any other Stotra. And that will work out. What will it do? It will remove the insecurity associated with ninth house by getting you a job or whatever form of insecurity you are having.
I'm done, bro. This guy is like blabbering like stupid, bro. Like, see how they twist their words. I never said this is his 7th house. Please bring screenshot. Let's end this logically. And I actually brought in the screenshot of where I actually said, no, this is a scene from 7-2. You can go and read these guys. Those are there publicly when you check my previous comments. Right. I actually wanted to show this guy. Okay, yeah. Like how these guys are cheating people in the name of God. This guy is literally doing something. This guy is ruining the astrology, man. Actually, he's ruining astrology. I saw one of his posts. Can't remember where it was. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Probably should be this. Oh no, not this, not this. Wait. I remember what exactly it was. Oh yeah, this one. Paid readings, unsupported prediction, and how to protect yourself. Okay, read this. 5,000. So this guy also literally charges this amount. And I actually saw a comment. To be honest, you yourself give PDFs and GPT wordings. That's why when I saw this website, it was pretty sus, bro. There's no way this guy has this much of knowledge in English. And the comment itself showed what kind of a person he is. Okay, this one comment is enough. I don't know who this guy is. 2022. Okay, it's a pretty old guy. Do I need proof? Or do I need to say? And I also mentioned here, right? But I literally said Amatya Karaka has nothing to do with your career. It's I'll literally read this. Agreeing on the mechanics. I didn't say Amatya Karaka decides career on its own. You're completely right. Okay. If you go and see here, career is the Amatya Karaka's job, not the Atma Karaka. He didn't mention anything about Dasha. Because Dasha is the decider what job you will do. Whether you're the job that you're thinking you wanted to do or not. He didn't mention anything about that. And then he agreed because he couldn't counter argue there. I literally blocked him in every possible way. Right? And then he goes to D10. D10 has nothing to do again. Gemini's Karaka framework won't work as much as it should be. Beneficial and malefic aspects and conjunction will change everything in anything. Right? That's why D1 chart is the most important thing you need to understand. Okay, so people, you decide. You guys should decide what these crooks are up to. So be very careful, guys. Just because they have this many followers or because they do these kind of posts and people believe in that. There's one more thing I want to show you. So basically his website. Okay, yeah, it was so funny to see this. So my guru, he has been there in astrology for 40 years, and he literally said that astrology you can predict about 80 to 85% accuracy based on your birth of time. And this guy is saying 95% plus accuracy. Okay, so this guy should be in a level of God. But sadly, this guy has no reviews. There's not a single review under the paid services. So you can tell what this guy is about. Look, he could have just replied to this post as well. If he was in the right side, let's say if I was wrong, if he was in the right side, he could have defended by saying no, that was not the reason. He didn't defend. He straight away removed it and banned me. So which tells that people are insecure or people have this sort of ego. And then every single astrologer out there is commenting about my Mercury strength. That my Mercury is debilitated, it's weak, it's in 8th house, I have no clue in astrology, my communication is bad, every possible thing. I showed you, right? Like I've been cursed, it seems, my family is cursed, it seems. Gosh. You know, a weak Mercury won't be able to even identify any discrepancies like this, right? If you have to be very directive about this, you have to have a strong Mercury. If you are good in communication, it's all about Mercury. Okay, the timing sense of replying is also Mercury. Okay, I'm not only good in that, I'm good in chess as well. Chess is based on Mercury, not Mars, because it's a more of a mind game, right? I'm good in debating. Right? I'm good in writing articles. I'm good in IT. Every possible ways I'm strong in Mercury. And these guys are telling that my Mercury is weak. So people, you all decide. Actually, truth will take a very long time to reach the right place. Because that's how world is also, right? Even in social media, propaganda will spread like fire. And it is what it is. People like drama, people like the negativeness. That's how it works. But the truth will always take a very long time. But it will reach the right direction. So I think that's more than enough for me to prove how and what kind of people these guys are. And so from the next video onwards, I'll be actually teaching you on how and why and when you should use astrology. How do you make your own predictions? You don't need astrology, right? You can just understand by learning the methods that I'm going to teach you. Whatever I learned from my guru is what I'm going to teach you, right? And there's nothing that I'm inventing, because I'm bringing you from the expertise in Vedic. But my approach is not purely based on only Vedic. I'm going to teach you with scientific approach, because that's how reality of life is about. I'm not gonna tell you any remedies. I'm not gonna tell you any pujas. If you think that the channel is this, I'm sorry, you can follow someone else. Okay, so I'm only here to help you guys. Astrology is a very, very good tool for you to understand and when you need to apply, because that's a very, because once you understand astrology, you will be able to understand when is a good time and when is a bad time. So when you know those timings, you will be a bit safe compared to when you don't even know anything about it. Remember one thing: the stronger your Mercury is, the more depth you will actually learn from astrology. If your Mercury is affected, you won't be able to understand the depth of astrology. So please, guys, share this video as much as possible. Obviously, you can't share this on the same community itself, because they'll obviously ban you. But this is what the reality is, guys. So cheers. From next video, I'll teach you on a whiteboard, because I think that's much easier. On a whiteboard, I'll teach you on a chart on how you should analyze, what you should predict, how things work, right? I'm not going to complicate. Very simple and in a much more easier way for you to understand. In future, you'll be able to become an astrologer itself. So good luck, guys, and be very, very careful, especially in an online platform. And also, one more thing I want to mention: I know there are like a lot of people asking me for paid consultations. I'm not doing any of them at the moment. Maybe one day I'll think about it. But I want you guys to learn astrology so that you don't need the necessity to pay and ask for a consultation, so that you will understand on how you apply using your own chart. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Whenever I see a chart, I can reply on the community pages, right? Also, you can actually use my subreddit, which is Black and White Astro. Yeah, you can go to this Black and White Astro and you can drop a question. I will actually answer. This guy actually dropped a question, then I went and answered to him. Right? And that's pretty much it. I think that's enough for the day. We'll catch up, guys, in a couple of days, and let's learn and change Vedic astrology into a better place. Thank you. Cheers. There is one more thing. This was actually after making that entire video, and there are still some liars who are there in Reddit, which I wanted to expose as well. Okay, now this person wanted to know how the lifespan of one person would be and what the cause of death will be. And I actually made a comment there. You can go and see like how and what happens. You can't tell specifically what the cause of death would be, but you can tell how long the person will survive and when exactly that it can happen. but these are very, very hard to calculate. It takes a lot of experience and analyzing a lot of charts. Generally, you can come to that conclusion. So you can see the specific comment. Okay, he says yes, and then he also says predicting for someone else is against the rules of astrology. No, it's not against the rules of astrology. Then the entire concept of astrology is completely wrong. Then, so I told what the problem is and what actually people go wrong, because not everyone can calculate it, and everything is there. Like you can go and see. And in this case, like Lord, get a guru. Okay, these guys don't know to counter the argument, and they just want to trash talk. This is why I said they can't argue me logically. They just want to trash talk. Okay, and then he's like, "Lol, what is the logic behind the statement? Where did I insult you? Yeah, you didn't, bro. You didn't." And then he's saying you are the one who's embarrassing yourself. And I took a screenshot of another, and I actually attached the link as well on what kind of guy this guy is, because when you go to his profile, right now, okay, now when you go to his profile, DM only for paid readings. Okay, this guy only does paid readings, it seems. But then when I saw one of his comment here, okay, this guy says that because they feel that you are arrogant and dominating, and he's saying that you are as well. Okay, and the person also mentioned that the person is not dominating or arrogant. Okay, and then I told, okay, yeah, this guy is lying, just be careful. And I told that this person was not born in Gemini. Now the problem what she had was, so they don't have any genuine friendships. Like friendships, when it comes to friendship, it's 7th house, 7th lord. Okay, now this person is good, but the problem she was having is people aren't genuine. Okay, and when you actually see the birth chart, right now, it says she's a Gemini ascendant. Okay, and look at the latitude. There is higher chances of the ascendant to change. Okay, and that common sense the guy didn't have to give a comment that is this harsh. Okay, and then when you see, okay, the moment you see the chart, you have to analyze where the ascendant is, right? And obviously when you see from Gemini's perspective, right, and you have to see the 7th house. Now in terms of the placements, okay, you can see Saturn is in Aquarius and then Mars is in Leo. There is no connection coming to the 7th house. Both of them aspect the 6th house. Now his 7th house is pretty good and the 7th lord is also pretty good. So then obviously you need to understand that without a weak 7th house, how can you have an affliction like this? Then when you put the ascendant back, and if you make it Taurus, you can crystal clearly tell that Saturn is aspecting 7th, and then Mars is aspecting 7th, and the Rahu is also in Scorpio. So 3 malefics are attacking at the same time the 7th house. Do I have to explain this? This is very simple. The moment you see the chart, you have to analyze the ascendant first. Ascendant and the ascendant lord. Now, even if you take Gemini ascendant, guys, Mercury is still in Lagna. That means the person is disciplined. And even if you take Venus, the Taurus ascendant, Venus is also in Lagna, right? Venus with Ketu is not bad. Venus with Rahu is the other way around. Venus with Ketu is actually pretty good. But the person, and also the fact that remember Jupiter is aspecting the ascendant as well. So that's why the person is good, but the friendships are bad. So these are pretty easy way to calculate what a person is and why they had problems, and especially for the fact that it's only a problem related to 7th house. Okay, and that common sense this guy didn't have, and no way a person, regardless whether it's a Gemini, whether it's a Taurus ascendant, there are no malefics aspecting Lagna, right? So when no malefics, even the moon is safe. Okay, moon doesn't have any malefics, even though it's not a full moon or it's not a good light of moon. As long as there are no malefics attacking the 2nd house or the Lagna, a person won't be that cruel. Okay, because especially dominant and arrogant. Okay, and this guy doesn't not know astrology at all. This is one of the most rudest comments you can make, right? And I literally told what the problem was. And this guy charges for paid readings and questioning about me. And even then I told all of this. And then this guy is like, also to answer your question, Joker, do you know about Chaturabanga? How Marak Yoga is formed? You need to get a guru and learn some manners. Learn some manners. Come on, bro. Really? I exactly told what the issue is and how you calculate death and everything. Right? I've said especially as an entire paragraph. Right? So as you can see, I always give answers to everyone. I don't hide. I don't say one thing there and one thing the other way. I always have one set of answers that I give to anyone and everyone. Right? And this guy has asked a very good question, like if death is only going to happen on these specific houses. No, it can happen in other houses as well. In sixth house also death can happen, but it has to be extremely afflicted during the dasha. So even your Lagna Lord sitting in sixth house affected by Rahu, Saturn, Mars at the same time can give you death based on other eighth house and Saturn and how strong the other planets are. That's why you need to see all the combinations. Astrology doesn't have one single answer, right? The way you see a chart is completely different from how I see a chart. Okay. And be very careful. There are a lot of people who actually reached to me out in person, even pretty recently, saying that this astrologer said that I'll be getting a divorce soon. This astrologer said that I'll be losing my kid. The kid was only literally 1 month baby, guys. And that person said that. I don't know how cruel you can be. And yep, that's it. Cheers, guys.